Hey guys, welcome to another Qpython 3 tutorial. On this video I'm going to be talking to you guys about horizontal progress bars. Now I'll talk to you guys about spinners on our last video. That's the circular progress bar. And we're still on the progress bar series, so I'll be talking to you guys about the horizontal progress bar today. Now, the horizontal progress bar is basically a progress bar, but instead of the usual spinner progress bar we get the horizontal. So basically, it moves from the left to the right within a given time and a given amount of work it has to do. So the progress bar runs on the forefront, then the work gets run on the background. So when the work gets done, or when your line of code gets done, the progress bar will then leave, and then it will say your code is done or your work is successful. That's basically how it's done. So let's get started. The first thing we want to be doing now in this video is that I want to be importing the Android helper module. So let's import the Android helper module. So let's import the Android helper module. Oh, my keyboard is not typing. Click on this. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so once we have that imported, the next thing we want to be doing is that I want to be creating the variable. So let's call this the droid, and let's set this to Android helper dot Android. Okay, and let's close and open the parentheses. So yeah, so let's create the horizontal progress bar. Let's call this the title. I think actually you should just put this inside of a function. Okay, so let's call this the test horizontal progress bar, or let's just call this test horizontal progress. In fact, let's just call this horizontal progress. And so while we're testing it, it's gonna work anyways. I have that confidence. So let's test the horizontal progress bar. Okay. So let's just leave this way. And inside of this part, we want to be filling this with all our variables, our keywords, our methods and functions and all that stuff. So let's call the title first. Let's call the title. Let's create a simple variable. And this is going to be the, of course, we've been dealing with titles and messages for a while now. So you guys should know what that means already. So let's just go with that. So let's just call this horizontal bar, not bar, and that's that for the title. And for the message, let's call this let's see, okay, let's call this progress. Okay, I think this should be good. This should be good. This should be good. So on the next line, what should we do now? Now we've called the title, we've called the message. Now let's use the droid dot create horizontal progress. Now we used the create spinner progress on the previous tutorial, and we're going to be using the horizontal progress. Now there's a difference to it though. The spinner progress has two methods on default, while the horizontal progress have three default parameters, not methods, sorry, default parameters on default. So we can use two default parameters on the spinner progress bar, whereas on the horizontal progress bar we have to use at least three. So let's create the horizontal progress bar. So let's call this dialog create horizontal progress bar. I think that should be good. Okay, and inside of this one, I'll be creating the title and I think the message. And like I said, it has three parameters, which is the last one is this is the number of bits you want your progress bar to go. So if you set this to 100, it means it's going 100%. If you set this to a 50, it means it's going 50 at maximum. So for the sake of this tutorial and keeping everything as easy as possible, I'm just going to be setting this to 100 so you guys can see everything as it is, let's say in terms of percentages. Okay, so let's close out of this and let's head on to the next line. So do not forget, it is very important you make sure you use the dialog.show after creating the progress bar or whatever type of creation you must have done. You must always use the dialog.show. So let's go dialog.show. So let's just use the droid.dialog show. I think this should be good. And let's open and close our parentheses. Okay. Yeah, I think that's that. So when you use the dialog.show and then you want to move on to the next line, you can skip this and just head on to the dialog.dismiss and then move on to the return true, and this should work your code fine for you. But what point would it be? There wouldn't be any point to it. You have to give your code work for the progress bar to work. If not, it's just going to turn on there, turn on there, and then if there's no dismiss code there, it just stays there. So basically what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be creating a simple for loop. Now, if you haven't watched for loop, or if you do not understand how to use for loop, you can watch that on my video right up there, or you can just follow up on this tutorial and see if you can catch up with anything. So basically the for loop, I'm just going to use the for loop right now. So the for loop, let's use the for loop. So let's create the for loop and let's use for I, or let's just use X. It will be better in this case. For X in range, and what range are we going to give it? So let's give it, since we're dealing with 100, let's give it the range from 0 to 50, 0 to 100, 0 to 100, and this should be the range for the for loop, and nothing more than this. Okay, so now let's give it the work. So we've added the for loop right here. Now the code is just going to keep running for us over and over again for 100 times. I want that code to run once. Once the code gets run underneath here once, the progress bar will move once, it runs again, progress bar will move once, it runs again, progress bar will move once. So basically what this progress bar is telling us is how far our code has run to this point of 100. So if the code runs 100 times and the work inside of this for loop gets done, basically it's saying that this code here, or this line of code here, has to complete its job because the for loop is already done and the dismiss is out. So basically I don't see what I should be waiting for. I'm out of here. So that's basically how it works. So the for loop runs over and over again 100 times, and each time the for loop does that, once it counts 1, this gets counted 1 as the progress of how far the for loop has gone. So you get that. So please do not be confused. If that's confusing you, please listen to this just go back a bit and just watch this again. It should help. So yeah, so let's run the time.sleep. I think I should just import the time module at the top here to not have any errors. Okay, so let's run the time.module and let's just import the time. I don't know what I'm doing with the time up there. So let's import the time. Okay, so now that I've imported the time, we can use the time module. So let's say time.sleep. Okay, and this should be good to go. So let's give it something really simple and fast. I don't want to waste the time over here because we're going to be running this 100 times. 100 times 0.1, that should give me about I think 10 seconds if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 10 seconds, and we should have 10 seconds to spare. So let's give this 0.1. Okay, so 0.1, that should be the time it should wait every second before it gets progressed to the next part. So yeah, so so at this part we can just say the droid dialog sets current progress. Now the current progress should be the part it loads to. So when the for loops run, the time that sleeps load, and the current progress will be set to this current time at this interval it is right now. So now this current progress is in relation with the create horizontal progress module. Sorry, the method inside of this part. So the current progress I'm about to write now is going to work alongside this. So you need this for your code to work. So if the current progress is not set, this will cease to move. So you have to know your current progress with the for loop, and remember, and the dialog set current progress. So please be sure to note that. So let's go that, let's say the droid, the dialog set current progress. Okay, so please be sure to note this, set current progress, and be sure to set the current progress as whatever time you put. So this, since the current progress is changing over time and we're going to be using a for loop, we're going to be using the X. So please take note of that. It is very easy once you get a grasp of it. The current progress should be what your for loops give. So since we're looping over this over and over again, and from 0 to 1, your current progress should move from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 and so on and so forth. So in that case, this should be able to move as your progress bar. So now that we have that out of the way, don't worry, there's no more big lines of code to go again. Let's just click on, let's just head on to this part and just use the droid, the dialog, dismiss. Okay, so that's it, guys. So yeah, that's basically it. Let's open and close our parentheses. Let's head on to the next line, return true, and we're done. Okay, so let's see if everything is looking good. Okay, we imported the Android Apple module, create a variable. Okay, imported the time module here, which we used here. Okay, the title message, let's check out spellings, indentations. Okay, now all that is left for us is just to call the horizontal progress. Let's just call the function, and that should be good to go. So let's save this our code and let's run, see if everything works fine. If it does, it should give us a nice sweet progress bar on the screen right here. So let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, close this. Okay, I'll have to end this tutorial now. I'm almost done. Yeah, you can see the horizontal progress bar is moving and the progress is moving. You can see how far. If you calculate, it should give us 10 seconds progress. And this is just amazing. This is amazing. So this is it, guys. I'm just going to copy this code for now to the other Qpython 3L app and see how it differentiates from here in terms of UIs. And that should be all for this video, guys. But for now, let's move on to the Qpython 3L app, and I'll show you guys on the other side how it works.
A few moments later.
Okay, so guys, we have the code on our Python 3 app. So I'm just going to save this and run so you guys can see the difference in terms of UI of how the both codes run on side by side on different UIs, basically. So let's just run this. I don't have a strong battery. So yeah. Okay, let's see how it runs. Horizontal progress bar. Come on. Come on. I mean, why is this getting so slow every time I use the Qpython? Oh yeah, so this is how it looks on this part. I think I'd prefer the other one, but whatever method you like to use, you can use. But basically, they both give you progress bars. So that's it, guys. Progress bars. I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Thank you all for watching this video. Leave a like on this video if you liked. Please subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll be sure to never let you down. Thank you all for watching. See you guys next time.